عليك يا ابن فاطمة سيدتي نساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا ثار الله وابن ثاره والوتر الموتور. السلام عليك وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليكم جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار. يا أبا عبد الله لقد عظمت الرزية وجلت المصيبة بك علينا وعلى جميع أهل الإسلام. وجلت وعظمت مصيبتك في السماوات على جميع أهل السماوات. فلعن الله أمة أسست أساس الظلم والجار. عليكم أهل البيت. ولعن الله أمة دفعتكم عن مقامكم وأزالتكم عن مراتبكم التي رتبكم الله فيها. ولعن الله أمة قتلتكم. ولعن الله الممهدين لكم بالتمكين من قتالكم. برئت إلى الله وإليكم منهم ومن أشياعهم وأتباعهم وأوليائهم. يا أبا عبد الله إني سلم لمن سالمكم وحرب لمن حاربكم إلى يوم القيامة. ولعن الله آل زياد وآل مروان. ولعن الله بني أمية قاطبة. ولعن الله ابن مرجانة. ولعن الله عمر بن سعد. ولعن الله شمرا. ولعن الله أمة أسرجت وألجمت وتهيأت وتنقبت لقتالك. بأبي أنت وأمي لقد عظم مصابي بك. فأسأل الله الذي أكرم مقامك وأكرمني بك أن يرزقني طلب ثأرك مع إمام منصور من أهل بيت محمد صلى الله عليه وآله. اللهم اجعلني عندك وجيها بالحسين عليه السلام في الدنيا والآخرة. يا أبا عبد الله إني أتقرب إلى الله وإلى رسوله وإلى أمير المؤمنين وإلى فاطمة وإلى الحسن وإليك بموالاتك وبالبراءة ممن قاتلك ونصب لك الحرب وبالبراءة ممن أسس أساس الظلم والجور عليكم. وأبرأ إلى الله وإلى رسوله ممن أسس أساس ذلك وبنى عليه بنيانه وجرى في ظلمه وجوره عليكم أهل البيت وعلى أشياعكم برئت إلى الله وإليكم منهم، وأتقرب إلى الله وإلى رسوله ثم إليكم بموالاتكم وموالاة وليكم، وبالبراءة من أعدائكم والناصبين لكم الحرب، وبالبراءة من أشياعهم وأتباعهم. إني سلم لمن سالمكم، وحرب لمن حاربكم، وولي لمن والاكم، وعدو لمن عاداكم. فأسأل الله الذي أكرمني بمعرفتكم ومعرفة أوليائكم ورزقني البراءة من أعدائكم أن يجعلني معكم في الدنيا والآخرة، وأن يثبت لي عندكم قدم صدق في الدنيا والآخرة، وأسأله أن يبلغني المقام المحمود الذي لكم عند الله، وأن يرزقني طلب ثأركم مع إمام مهدي ظاهر ناطق منكم. وأسأل الله بحقكم وبالشأن الذي لكم عنده أن يعطيني بمصابي بكم أفضل ما يعطي مصابا بمصيبته، مصيبة ما أعظمها وأعظم رزيتها في الإسلام وفي جميع أهل السماوات والأرض. اللهم اجعلني في مقامي هذا ممن تناله منك صلوات ورحمة ومغفرة. اللهم اجعل محياي محيا محمد وآل محمد، ومماتي ممات محمد وآل محمد. اللهم إن يوم قتل الإمام الحسين يوم تبركت به بنو أمية وابن آكلة الأكباد، اللعين ابن اللعين على لسانك ولسان نبيك في كل موطن وموقف وقف فيه نبيك. اللهم العن أبا سفيان ومعاوية ويزيد بن معاوية، عليهم منك اللعنة أبد الآبدين. يوم فرحت به آل زياد وآل مروان بقتلهم الحسين عليه السلام. اللهم فضاعف عليهم اللعن منك والعذاب الأليم. اللهم إني أتقرب إليك في هذا اليوم وفي موقفي هذا وأيام حياتي بالبراءة منهم واللعنة عليهم وبالموالاة لنبيك وآل نبيك عليهم السلام. اللهم لعن أول ظالم ظلم حق محمد وآل محمد، وآخر تابع له على ذلك. اللهم لعن العصابة التي جاهدت الحسين عليه السلام وشايعت وبايعت وتابعت على قتله. اللهم لعنهم جميعا. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك، عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. اللهم خص أنت أول ظالم باللعن مني وابدأ به الأول ثم الثاني والثالث والرابع. اللهم العن يزيد خامسا والعن عبيد الله بن زياد وابن مرجانة وعمر بن سعد وشمران وآل أبي سفيان وآل زياد وآل مروان إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم لك الحمد حمد الشاكرين لك على مصابهم. الحمد لله على عظيم رزيتي. اللهم ارزقني شفاعة الحسين عليه السلام يوم الورود وثبت لي قدم صدق عندك مع الحسين وأصحاب الحسين الذين بذلوا مهجهم دون الحسين عليه السلام.
الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. May Allah inshallah accept our prayers, our amal, our azab, and reward us inshallah our gathering in this majlis ببركة الصلوات على محمد وآل محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Alhamdulillah, we have the tawfiq to be in the majlis of Sayyid al-Shuhada alayhi salatu wassalam, that indeed being present in this majalis, breathing in the majlis of Sayyid al-Shuhada is the tawfiq from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are different aspects of the majlis of Sayyid al-Shuhada. One is the attendance of the majlis. Second is the barakah and lessons and ma'rifah that we receive from majalis. Of course, the ultimate goal is the second one, but even the first one, by just attendance, has benefit for us. The example I give is, imagine you enter a perfume shop without touching anything. By entering and spending time there, coming out, everybody would ask you, where have you been? You smell good, right? Just being in the presence. The majlis of Sayyid al-Shuhada, just being there is a tawfiq, as the ahadith and traditions are telling us, that is opportunity for the believers to be there. And of course, but the most important aspects of the life of the followers of Ahlul Bayt and Sayyid al-Shuhada is to learn from the ma'arif of Ahlul Bayt, the teachings of Karbala, and be able to what? Apply them into their daily lives to prepare themselves for the tests and missions and upcoming things that are happening and will happen. And when you look, you see that the qiyam and the uprising of Sayyid al-Shuhada alayhi salatu wasalam, apparently it's not the only uprising that it happened this way. And they were not the only innocent Muslim people who were beheaded or killed in confrontation between haqq and batil. Many times happened, right? Throughout the history happened. But what is about Sayyid al-Shuhada that the message is so alive and powerful throughout the years? Muslim, non-Muslim, no matter who, are getting lessons from this, right? A few years ago I saw the video that the Buddhists of Tibet on the mountains at the Ashura, they have majlis for Sayyid al-Shuhada. Buddhist, they don't even believe in anything, not even God. What's the inspiration they're getting from Sayyid al-Shuhada, that they beat their chest? And you might have seen, some of the videos came out about some African tribe, they were beating themselves for Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ali Mawla, Ali Mawla. So what is about this message that everybody is, learning about this and passionate about this, and leaders and so on. So whoever has a little bit of the healthy heart and mind and belief system, they learn about this and they follow this. So how come on this side, The non-Muslim Buddhists, they get inspired. They learn from Sayyid al-Shuhada, right? You go to Iran, you see that Christians and Jews in Iran, in the day of Ashura, they bring their, dish to get that tabarruk and food for the maris and for those who are not feeling well. How come those who are not apparently on the right side, in the right religion, they understand and get inspired from Sayyid al-Shuhada? But those people who, quote unquote, they were Muslim, quote unquote, loved Ahlul Bayt, they didn't love, they probably just liked Ahlul Bayt, right? Love is a very sacred word. They stood in front, those who invited him, they stood in front of him, beheaded him. And nothing happened from the next day. Everything was normal. 11th of Muharram, go back to work and everything's same. What kind of diseases happen in that society that this society can does a very horrific, horrendous, tragedy, and at the same time, everything is okay to move forward. And they call themselves Muslim. And from next day, Masjid al-Kufa, Allahu Akbar Azam. It's very dangerous. And from yesterday we talked about this. There are 3 negative characteristics of people of Kufa that made them gradually become Kufi. Kufi is not born Kufi. No one is born to be the killers of Sayyid al-Shuhada, right? They do something that they stay away from this right path more and more and more. In fact, the fitrah and inner nature of all of us is towards what? Tawheed and following Allah and haqq and the truth. The inner nature of everyone is that do not attack little daughter, little girl. Do not kill, 6-month-old baby. This is the fitrah of insan. How come this fitrah inner nature becomes so affected and impacted and covered by dirt and by pollution of the human acts and actions? That what happened there? They do all these, actions and horrible, tragedies. Number one, we said is that Kufi did not want to. They were afraid of cost of religiosity. They didn't want to go through any cost for being religion. They wanted everything to be fine. They didn't want to spend for religion, by financial, by their own peace, their own, comfort. They didn't want to. They didn't want anyone to tell them, you have to go back to your country. You get my point. They wanted everything to be okay, and Hussein comes and, lead them as well. So that's why when it comes to the most important aspect, they left Sayyid al-Shuhada alayhi salatu wasalam in the middle of the battlefield. And we said, cost of religion, religiosity, different things, financial, peace and so on. And sometimes that supporting each other, social support and being together and helping each other. Ta'awanu alal birra wa taqwa, we said, support each other, help each other. They made majlis, English majlis here. Ta'awanu alal birra wa taqwa, help each other, announce it, go pick someone else as well. Announce it, please come, we initiate something good. Let's make something good. Khair, you have to initiate, you have to help, you have to support, right? We see that Muslims, for example, one Muslim make a small supermarket somewhere. No one goes by from him. All Muslims. I have multiple times I've seen it. They go bankrupt. Why? Because you go buy from Target and Walmart, they're cheaper than that. You're lost. Halal market, halal, they don't support it, they have to wrap it up and close it. But some other people, you see that how much they support each other in certain things. So that's very important. We pay attention to our responsibility and what we need to do in order to fulfill our social responsibility. If people of Kufa, few of them, they were getting out of the path, they were not supporting, the rest was like, hey, what are you doing? Let's go. The situation might have been different, but they started helping each other in the wrongdoing actually. So, going through difficulties and hardship for the sake of the religion, you will never see that, you never find any piece of history of religiosity and religion, and you never see anywhere in the path of Tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you never see anywhere anything valuable comes without the cost. You never see anything valuable without the sweat and difficulties and problems and go through it. The more difficult, the more cost. The more effort, the more time you have to pay, right? You can never find anything with comfort. No, it's not valuable. Or it goes so quickly. From academic perspective. From going to the gym. Imagine someone goes to the gym, very easily, mashallah, lift 5 pounds. But this 5 pounds, doesn't do anything for you. The moment that you lift 5 pounds, you go to 20 pounds, to 15 pounds, and you get muscle sore, you realize, now that's working. You can't sleep at night because you have pain. This is working. The same in Islam. As long as everything is, so comfortable, I come and go and everything. Where I need to spend, where I need to pay the cost of religiosity. If it was Nuh, he was in storm. If it was Musa, he was in the middle of the Nile. If it was Ibrahim, he was thrown to the fire. If it was Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the most difficult test, he said, among all the Anbiya, right? If it was Amir al-Mu'mineen, you know what happened. If it was Imam Hussein on top of all, the biggest musibah, the one who they loved the most, they test, more difficult. Quran says, أَحَسَبَ النَّاسَ أَن يُتْرَكُوا أَن يَقُولُوا آمَنَّا وَهُمْ لَا يُفْتَنُونَ. Do you think people, they thought that as soon as they said we're mu'min, we're Muslim, we're going to leave them just like that and we're not going to test them? As soon as you just send your resume to a company, to a big company, I am worthy of being the CEO. And they're going to say, oh, yes, sir, please come and, You're going to go through a lot of things to prove yourself. And you're going to just claim you're mu'min and we're not going to test you? You're not going to be tested by all means. Your mentality first, your behavior, your akhlaq, your tongue, your anything, everything, right? You're going to be tested by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're going to have the title of being Muslim. It's not easy to have that title. You have the best of all everything. You have the best religion, the best prophet, the best book, the best leaders. When you have the best of everything, you got to be the best. And you're going to show that you're the best, right? So people of Kufa didn't want to pay anything, the cost of religiosity. As soon as, when your religiosity is not rooted in your belief system, as soon as little threat comes, I give it up. But when it is rooted, I want to give an example, very easy example. If I ask you 2 times 2, 4. How much should I threat you to say, no, 2 times 2 is 5? You believe in it, don't you? It's yaqeen, it's certainty for you. 2 times 2 is 4, khalas. Even if they force you, they want to kill you, they want to say whatever, but you believe in it because it's rooted. Aini, it's observed by you. But my religion is so rooted, nothing can force me to leave it. Even if I have to be in the middle of Ashura, the day of Ashura, the middle of Karbala. Even if I'm only one Hussein, I bestow my everything for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I do not give up my belief system. They ask Sayyid al-Shuhada one thing. They ask Ahlul Bayt and all the prophets one thing. Assimilate to the wrongdoing of the society. If they were doing it, not only they would forget about killing them, they were gifting them a lot of things as well. Didn't they say Rasulullah? At the beginning of Islam, he has no one. He's by himself. It's so interesting. The Quraysh comes and says, Muhammad, forget about your mission, okay? Whatever it is. We're going to give you everything. You want money? We give you. You want the best woman? We give you. You want position? We give you. Just forget about it. What did he say? You put sun in my right hand, moon in my left hand. I'm not going to forget about it. What kind of personality is so strong? Everybody admires this person. That's where it comes, that the strength of the belief system rooted. Then the society cannot break you. Then the work cannot break you. Then someone outside look at you and go back to, cannot break you. Then people make fun of you, cannot break you. And if my religion is the same material, hamjins, of the religions of Sayyid al-Shuhada, how come they paid so much for Islam, their life, and I don't want to pay a little bit, so people make fun of me sometimes? That strength comes that, no, I'm proud of that. How come other people in their batil, in their wrongdoing, they're so strong, then some of us in our righteousness, we're ashamed of that. I gave you the example of the guy in the university yesterday, right? Coming head to toe black. Everybody's pointing, look at him. Here in the Southern California, I was there. But he was, whatever, this is me. He was rap and heavy metal, whatever he was. He was not ashamed of his appearance. How come me in my right doing, I might be ashamed of something that is right? That's why Imam Ali said to those so-called followers, I'm ready to give 10 of you guys, get one of the soldiers of Muawiyah. You know why? Because they are in their batil stronger than you in your haqq and righteousness. There's a cost of being religion. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests. And the one who He loves the most, He tests the most. He already showed. The culture of Allah is different. There's a Farsi poem, it's a whole book of Masnavi called Layli wa Majnun. You might have heard about this. There's 2 lovers. It's a fictional story, but it's Irfani and mystic, Irfani point. But it's very amazing. The Majnun means crazy. He became crazy out of the love of Layli. He was out of the city and this is Irfani's love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He tried to bring it to that. So one day they told him that Layli is giving ash. They're giving, tabarruk at her house. Everybody's in the line to get something. That's the best time to go see her. Because her father didn't allow them, her family didn't allow them to see her. So he grabbed the bowl and to go on the line to see the lady, and she was pouring the ash. As soon as they saw each other, Layli looked at him, he looks at her. She grabbed the bowl, throw it on the ground. Pieces. He came away, stay away, started smiling. Everybody says, that was the love? This is what she did to you? You're crazy. You're crazy because she doesn't love you. Is that a funny story? She said, if she didn't have to do anything with me, Why did she break my own dish? She didn't break anyone else's dishes. She broke my dish. That means she had some attention to me. Why Allah give the most difficult test to the one that He loves the most? Have you paid attention? Why Imam al-Hussein, he has to pay the biggest test, the biggest musibah whatsoever? Because he's the dearest. Allah wants to test him. Allah wants to make him a symbol of haqiqat, the truth, religiosity, religion, loyalty, strength, iman, power. Everybody admires Mahatma Gandhi or anybody else, Nelson Mandela says we're inspired by him, by his strength, by his power. He became the symbol. Abul Fazl Abbas became the symbol of loyalty. Why? Because of what he believed in, he followed it. On the other side, we have hypocrites. Whatever they believed in, they didn't practice it. Why? Some people, because of the threats, oh my God, I'm going to lose my job. Literally, in the Kufa, I'm going to lose my job. I can't. Some people, I'm going to lose my family. They came to Mom and said, oh, I have family, I can't. Some people, out of the life, oh my God, they might hurt me. I can't do that. The last point of being ready to spend for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the cost of religiosity is even giving the life for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why Sayyidul Shuhada and us, companion of Sayyidul Shuhada, soldiers showed in Karbala. They were ready to give everything for the sake of Allah. And they did. There's nothing more valuable than our life, right? Even if a small mosquito comes towards us, a fly, what do? Quickly. If anyone throw anything at us without knowing, we're going to protect ourselves, yes? The dearest thing to us is our life. What happened? What is more valuable than the life that they spend for the sake of Allah? Belief system. Aqeedah. And this example that I gave. My mother said when you were little, our house at the moment, it was, when you were opening the door, it was opening towards a very big street. He said, you were little, probably 4 or 5. You opened the door, you ran towards the street. And the cars like one of the busiest. She said, I didn't realize how I was in the middle of that street to save you. I'm asking you. A mother at that moment should have calculated, right? Yeah, should I go? The cars are coming. My life is very important. I need to save myself. What did she do? Something more important. She jumped to save. And we all do for our children, yes? Not only children, we do it. Sometimes in the society, people do it for strangers. They jump in front of the train and the car is on fire. The person comes and saves the other one. What do we call them? Heroes. The newspaper, oh, heroes, he saved so-and-so, she did so-and-so. Why? Because the belief system sometimes is just more valuable than anything else. When it comes to that, let alone when it comes to money, let alone when it comes to people make fun of us, let about people, where and when I'm going to pay the cost of religiosity. If a student goes to the school and there's no test, what do you say? Are you sure? You should be panicking that there's no test for you. If you go to work, no one asks you when you're coming, where you're going, how are you working. So you're like, am I employee of this company? Why, there's nothing here. And there's something you show that you're part of it, that you have to show and you have to follow. And Allah says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ اشْتَرَى مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ أَنفُسَهُمْ وَأَمْوَالَهُم. Allah is the one who purchases the life of the mu'mineen and the believers himself. Religiosity is not a one-way contract. I'm going to be religious, Ya Allah, you provide the best for me. You never see that Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you never see him at the beginning of Islam, he says, oh, come become Muslims, I'm going to provide so much beautiful luxury life for you, right? I'm going to make you so and so. He never said that, never promises like that. And who he was talking to, the first group of people who became Muslim were who? Slaves and poor and those who were under privilege. He never says, I'm going to provide so and so, you're going to have amazing life. He says, this is the duty you have to follow. You have to be the best. You have to try your best to be the best. If your students, be the best of all students, to be the adornment for Ahlul Bayt. Says Muhammad Ali so-and-so, they're Muslim. If you're in a business, be the best businessman, that you be the source of the risk for other people. Well, how come you have to always be the employee of other people? Why don't we become the employer? And everybody work for us and we provide risk. Muslim, non-Muslim, doesn't matter, right? We be the best, because we have everything the best. Ahlul Bayt, they were active financially. They were very strong in that aspect too, right? And Sayyidul Shuhada says, when he left Medina, he says, those people who are ready to give their everything for the sake of life, for the sake of Allah, those people who have to follow us. So, 3 diseases of Kufa that they became Kufi gradually. Number 1, what was that? Fear of spending the cost of Islam, the cost of religiosity. In any society, any individual, they're not ready to pay the cost of being religion. They're going towards gradually become Kufi. Second disease of anywhere make the society or individuals become Kufi, silence in front of batil, injustice. When there's silence, they see what's going on. It's not our business. We cannot do that. But what does it have to do with us? There's a lot of social experiments. You look at the YouTube, they're making like situation, oppression, so and so. Everybody bypass. Maybe they're with the phone there, record something. In the past, if anything were happening in the society, everybody's standing up, defending the haqq and the truth. Now it's getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. You take the aqidah, the belief system, the values of insan away from it, is nothing than a bunch of bones and flesh. That's it. What makes someone more valuable than the other one? The number of bones or strength in the bones? Or how much they can run? No, that's for cheetahs, right? For animals. For us, inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. The one who's more pious, the one who's more helpful to other people, the one who follows the aqidah and religion better, that person is better. Which is they are always more humble than other people. That's where aqidah comes. That's where strength comes. And we're learning this from Karbala more than anyone, which is rooted in the teachings of Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So the second one was silence in front of injustice. That's why Kufi happened that way. They knew what is haqq. They knew Hussein is haqq. They invited him to come. 18,000 people gave allegiance to Muslim ibn Aqil in the morning. At night, no one is behind. They knew Muslim. They loved Muslim, quote unquote. Just love in the appearance, right? Surface. They knew that. They were waiting for him. At night, they left him. Why? Ibn Ziyad threatened them. Their social life was in danger. They didn't stay with the values. Now they have the title of Kufi, La Yufi. They don't have Wafa. They don't have loyalty. Don't trust Kufi. We never say Shami, the people of Sham, of Muawiyah, Damascus, right? We never said the people of Sham, Damascus, they were very, hypocritical and not loyal. Well, their path was very clear. There was the path of Muawiyah. But you guys in Kufa, who apparently showed yourself the followers of Ahlul Bayt, you did this? No, you always have this negative title with you. Third, the third disease and the plague that can destroy a society to become Kufi. When it's the moment of the biggest test, they fail. So don't think it was just the social test that they failed. No, in their own personal life, they failed as well, by the way. When someone does not stand up for the truth, when someone is not strong enough to stand up for their belief system and aqidah, in their personal life, they have challenges as well. This is psychology. Those who are strong, they have a strong personality in terms of, this is the belief system, this is aqidah. I don't let people's mocking me, forcing me, mocking my religion, my aqidah, my religion, to force me to leave it. It actually makes me more stronger in my aqidah. Because Quran says, وَأَكْثَرُهُمْ لَا يَقِلُونَ. The majority of people don't get it. The majority don't get it. Out of 72 different sects and religions, right? How many are haqq? 72 maktab. One is haqq, right? How many religions are in the dunya, in the world? Oh, God knows. There's only one haqq. And I need to follow that. The third one, which is the most dangerous one. Anything we said so far? Nothing even close to this one. That they're justified mentally and shari, religiously, their wrongdoings. This is very dangerous. They justify it. It's okay if we are not supporting Hussein. In the fitna, some of the things that they were saying. Oh, Hussein, so he's just a simple person. Yeah, he's a good leader, but in fitna, we should be quiet. We shouldn't do anything. We should hide. We should do taqiyya, right? So and so in fitna. Cowards. Oh, we have to save our life, our family, and so. We can't go and defend haqq and the truth. Yazid ibn Muawiyah, he is the caliph of the Rasulullah. We have to follow him. No matter what, he's the caliph. Even if it's drinking, if it's, doing whatever haram, it's a caliph, so we have to follow. justifying their wrongdoings. Psychologically, when a person wants to feel better in their wrongdoings, they try to justify it. They try to say, oh, that was the reason I did. They want to do ghaibat of someone, they make the person kafir, then they do the ghaibat, right? To justify it. Some of the justification that people in our life and daily we hear. Well, we're not infallible, we're not ma'soom. They want to justify lack of effort in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and haqq. They want to hide their weakness. What do? We're not ma'soom. Oh, they are the... We're in Karbala, the companion says, we're not Imam al-Hussein. Oh, he is invited to go bestow his life for the sake of Allah. Us, even that ghulam and the slave of Sayyid al-Shuhada, that no one paid attention, he had the lowest social status at that time. Today we call what? Ya laytana kunna ma'akum fanafuza fawzan azima. We wish we were like that ghulam and the slave of Sayyid al-Shuhada today to be among the best of the Shuhada of all time. See how Allah elevates a person who worked for the sake of himself and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second justification, just your heart should be pure, the rest doesn't matter. So your intention, your heart be pure, it's okay, even if you don't pray, that's fine. Well, what? This I said, we're in this world, they pay you a penny for your intention. Where? You go to the store, say give me a bag of chips because I have a very good intention. Did I give you anything? Not a penny they don't give for your intention. Good that you have a good intention, perfect. You need to act upon your intention too. You need to bring the what? The amal and the action to shows as well. A student goes to school, says, I have a very good intention and I love school, but don't test me. No test. Go. An employee goes to work, says, I'm a very good employee, you don't know how much I will, my resume, but don't ask me to come to work. I come whenever I want because I have a good intention. Action. Good intention? Absolutely. But it should come to what? To action to shows itself. And many other justification, to just, we're living in nice states, Maulana, don't make it difficult, we're so and so situation, blah, blah, blah. Exactly like people of Kufa. Well, if we go, it's not going to be that much helpful. 30,000 people on this side, just 72 people here. What's the point of just going to help Hussein? Why should I bestow my life, right? The guy did it actually. There's a guy called Zahhak ibn Abdullah Mashriqi. He was with Imam Hussein, those who attended later. In the middle of Ashura, the day of Ashura, he came to Imam Hussein and said, Hussein, I told you I'm going to support you until I feel like there's no point to support you anymore. And I see, that everybody's killed, so I have to go. Imam Hussein was shocked. He's like, how do you want to go? He says, I already hit the horse in one of the tent. I'm going to go from behind. Imam is not going to let force anyone to stay. He says, go. Your ma'rifat is this much good. And he left. That's very dangerous. He saw haqq. He found haqq. He knew he had to defend haqq. He had the opportunity to defend the truth and the imam. He left the truth and the imam and haqq in the middle of the battlefield. This is dangerous. This is horrible. That's where Karbala become a big question mark. How was it even possible? You saw Hussein. How could you even leave when the belief system is not rooted? When Aqeedah is not strong. Anything else can happen. But on one side, we see a 13-year-old, 14-year-old son of Imam al-Hassan, Qasim. It doesn't have to do with age. It doesn't have to be social status. It happens with ma'rifah. The level of understanding and iman. At night of Ashura, when Imam al-Hussein is telling everyone, guys, leave me. They're going to be against me. Tomorrow, all of us, we're going to become shaheed. That's the moment for you to leave. Turn off the light so you can go. Take the hands of one of my family members. Go. They need me tomorrow, not any of you guys. Everybody stood up, says, Hussein, we're not going to leave you. They kill us 1,000 times, burn us, and so and so. No, we're not going to leave you, Hussein. And after that, Qasim ibn al-Hassan, a teenager, stood up. He says, Ya Amu, uncle, am I going to be among those who are going to be killed the day of tomorrow? Allahu Akbar. A teenager? Imam Hussein didn't answer him so quickly, because if he says yes quickly, they was like, oh, he was a kid. Imam says, كيف الموت عندك? How do you see death? Amu. He said, أحلى من الأسل. To me, death is sweeter than honey, O uncle. An answer that ma'arif is within it, Maraja, Anbiya and Awliya should come and interpret what does it mean. For you, Ya Hussein, O Amu, bestow my life, it's better than honey. Sayyid al-Shahada says, Fidaka Ammik, I'll be sacrificed for you, Amu Jan. Allahu Akbar, at the day of judgment. How they want to answer. Allahu Akbar, at the day of Ashura, when all left, Ali Akbar first, Qasim came. He came to get the izn, to get permission to go for the battlefield. When he came, Imam al-Hussein said, Qasim Jan, I can't give you the permission. No, you're the only one left from my brother. And your brother, he can't. No, go back. Qasim was rejected. How come? No, I can't. Some of the ulama maqatil are saying that he went back to his mother, grabbed a letter from his father, brought it to Imam al-Hussein. Imam opened it from Imam Hassan. Hussein Jan, I'm not going to be Karbala. Accept this Qurbani from me, Ya Hussein. Imam Hussein kissed the letter on his eye. Haq Qasim ibn al-Hazan. They said he was so young that there were not, war clothing and armor ready for him. It was big for him. And when he came out, even the shoelace was open. Allahu Akbar. He was not there to fight. Until the moment and he called, oh uncle, adrak me. Oh uncle, come and help me. Allahu Akbar. Imam Hussein quickly went. Zainab Salamullah alayha quickly went, grabbed Qasim and brought him back. Imam Hussein, a few hours after that, when you were on the ground, when all the ashqiya around you, Ya Hussein, who was there to help you? Who was there? You pick up the head of all the shuhada one by one. Amma when you were on the ground, who was there to pick up your head, Ya Hussein, and support you? But let me tell you who was Shimr jalisun ala sadri. Shimr was there to pick up your head, Ya Hussein. When Zainab was watching that and shouting to stop Mal'oon, Allahu Akbar, of this musibat, of this azan, Allahu Akbar, of the heart of Hussein and Zainab. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah wa ala al-arwahi allati hallat bifna'ik. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر الأهد مني لزيارتكم. All together inshallah. السلام على الحسين وعلى الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والنصر ومد في عمره الشريف وزين الأرض بطول بقائه واجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته يا رحمن يا رحيم. ثبت قلوبنا على دينك بحق الرسول. Ya Allah, hasten the zuhur of our Imam Mahdi. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, let us and our family, our generation be in the path of Quran, Islam and Ahlul Bayt. Do not let anyone from this path, our generation, be against this path. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those who have hajat and request, give them all khair hajat.
After everyone was martyred, the family of Imam al-Hussein came out. Ali al-Akbar, Qasim, the children of Aqil, the brothers of Muslim and his children, Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas and his brothers. Now everyone is martyred, everyone is killed. Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam now comes back to the tent. He called Zainab alayhi salam. Zainab, gather my women, my children, my family. I am bidding the farewell to you all. She says, Akhi Aba Abdullah, before you go on to the battlefield, let us be with you. Let us defend you. So she gathers the women, the children for Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. As he wants to bid farewell, she also brings him his baby, Abdullah al-Radi' Ali al-Asghar. She says, Akhi ya Hussein, your baby is dying of thirst. Go, maybe these enemies of Allah would have compassion in them, some compassion left, that they would get him some water. He's dying of thirst and his mother has run out of milk. She doesn't have milk anymore. Al-Rabab. She's seeing her son getting killed, dying right in front of her eyes. He says, bring him to me, oh my sister. So she gives him his son Ali al-Asghar. He takes him to the enemies of Allah and he says, Ya Shi'ata al-Abi Sufyan, O people of Bani of al-Umayyah, إن كان للكبار ذنب فما ذنب هذا الرضيع. If the adults, you claim that we have committed a crime, if that's your claim, then what is the crime of this baby? He's dying of thirst. Why don't you give him water? And if you don't trust me with the water, you take him, you feed him and bring him back to me. The army of Umar ibn Sa'ad split in half. Some of them, they said, he's only a baby, give him some water. Why would we deprive the baby of water? The other half said, no, none of those people will have any water until we defeat them all. So the army started having a dispute amongst itself. That's when Al-La'in Umar ibn Sa'ad. أهز مهدك يا عبد الله أهز مهدك يا عبد الله وعاين على مدخل يا ابني وثمار دلال. Listen how the baby is crying and think of Al-Imam al-Hussein on the day of Ashura. O enemies of Allah, O Shi'at al-Abi Sufyan, عطشان يمه أريد الماء أريد الماء عطشان يمه أريد O Shia of Al-Abi Sufyan, if you claim us the adults may have committed a crime, what is the crime of this baby? Take him, feed him and bring him back to me. Enemies of Allah split. Some said yes, give him water. Others said no. Umar ibn Sa'ad then turned to Harmala and said, Ya Harmala, ihsim niza' al-qawm. Oh Harmala, cut the dispute. What do you want me to do? Kill the baby. Harmala says, I took an arrow, put it on my bow, then I waited until some wind came that exposed the neck of the baby. And I've never seen such a beautiful neck. It was shining like silver. So then I let go of the arrow. It came right in the throat of the baby. رحم الله المنادي أيوة علي أيوة شهيدا. Imam al-Hussein, right on his chest, he saw the arrow piercing the body, the head and neck of this baby. He raised him and he said, Allahumma taqabbal minna hadha al-qurba. اللهم إن كان هذا يرضيك فخذ حتى ترضى. Oh Allah, if this pleases you, then take from me until you are fully pleased. Then he covers his hand with the blood of Abdullah Ali al-Asghar. He throws it to the sky, not a single drop comes back. Then he takes him back to the tent. Zainab alayha salam comes and says, Akhi, did they feed him with water? He says, Ya Zainab, my grandfather Rasulullah fed him the water in Jannah. Ya Zainab, they killed my son Ali on my hands, Ya Zainab. As the arrow pierced his throat, he jerked his hands and legs as if he is telling me, oh my father, Ya Hussein, I also sacrificed my life for you, oh my Imam. Zainab takes the baby with his slit throat. What am I going to tell his mother, Rabab? يا ابني أنا لو الندر تروح لجل الماء أنا كان أسقيك بدمع عيناي. إنا لله إنا إليه راجعون.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Ahibai, today is a night which is difficult. The tragedy that from all the people it hurt Sayyida Rabab, is a tragedy that made the heavens cry, is a tragedy that will crumble the heart of anyone who has an ounce of humanity within them. The Masaib of Ali al-Asghar. Imam al-Hussein is standing outside the Khaymaga, leaning on his sword, looking into the battlefield. He sees that all around him, the bodies of his companions and the bodies of his family members, his sons and his brothers, lay all across the plains of Karbala. He looks and he sees in the distance the body of Abu al-Fadl by the banks of the Furat. He looks towards the other side. He sees the mangled body of Ali al-Akbar. Allah, where is the body of Qasim? He looks around the body of Habib and Muslim ibn Awsaja. He looks around, the enemies are surrounding the Khaymaga. They are beating their drums and they are celebrating their victories. At this moment, Imam al-Hussein looked up towards the heavens and he cried out, Hal min nasirin yansurna, Hal min mughithin yughithuna. Allah, Allah, can you feel the ghurbat of Imam al-Hussein? He cries out, is there anyone to help us? Is there anyone to come and save us? Allah, as soon as Imam al-Hussein cried out, as soon as he made out this call, he hears that the women in the tents have begun to weep and wail in their loudest voices. Imam al-Hussein goes back into the tent. Sayyida Zainab al-Kubra is standing. Imam al-Hussein says to her, oh Sister Zainab, what happened? Why are the women wailing and weeping? Rabab and Layla and Sukaina and Ruqayya, they're all shouting and crying at the top of their voices. Imam al-Hussein says, I am still alive. Why are the women weeping? Sayyida Zainab says to Imam al-Hussein, when you made out the call, Hal min nasirin yansuruna, over here from his cradle, Ali al-Asghar rocked himself from the cradle so hard he fell off the cradle. Ya Hussein. Imam al-Hussein says, oh Zainab, bring my child Abdullah al-Radhi back to me. The The narrations mention Sayyidah Zainab brings Ali al-Asghar. She puts him in the arms of Imam al-Hussein. The narrations I have seen that Ali al-Asghar was not crying. Ali al-Asghar was not crying on the day of Ashura. Do you know why? Because for a baby to cry, it needs energy. For a baby to cry, it needs nutrition. The hadith mentioned Ali al-Asghar, his eyes had sunk into. May you give comfort to Sayyidah Zahra with your tears. Sayyidah Zainab says, oh brother Hussein, perhaps they will feed this young infant with water. 3 days he has not had anything to eat or drink. The narrations mention that Imam al-Hussein takes Ali al-Asghar in his arms towards the battlefield. He takes Ali al-Asghar and he covers Ali al-Asghar with his Allah. He's protecting him from the heat of the sun. I say, Ya Aba Abdullah, you cannot see the sun hitting the face of Ali al-Asghar. What will you do when Hurmalak? I want to take you. Your hearts are in Karbala. We are walking with Imam al-Hussein and you are now in Matam al-Asghar. Your hearts are in Matam al-Asghar. Imam al-Hussein stands at this point. He lifts up Ali al-Asghar. He cries out to the army and he says to them, oh people, you have killed my family members and you have killed my companions. In lam tarhamuni farhamu hadha tifl. If you do not have any mercy on me, have mercy on this baby of mine. The narrations mention over here, Ali al-Asghar put out his little tongue. The army of Umar ibn Sa'ad began to argue amongst themselves. One group of the army is saying, give him the water. Another group of the army is saying, let them die without any water. They begin to quarrel amongst themselves. At this point, Umar ibn Sa'ad sees that the unity of their army can be broken. So he turns towards Hurmala. He says, oh Hurmala, end the reason of this dispute in my army. The narrations mention Hurmala picked out an arrow from his. What type of arrow did Hurmala remove? There are some narration that mention that the arrow pierced the ears of Ali al-Asghar. And there are some hadith that mention it pierced the neck of Ali al-Asghar. I say to you, both the hadith are correct because the arrow used by Hurmala was a 3-point. Hurmala says, I pointed the arrow towards the infant. I was looking at which part of the baby should I shoot, which part of the baby should I target. At that moment, a breeze blew across the plains of Karbala. The neck cover of Ali al-Asghar got exposed. Hurmala says, I saw the neck of this infant. I said, there is no chance for him to survive. Allah, Allah, ya Shi'at ala Muhammad. Hurmala shot the arrow. The hadith mentions, فَذَبَحَهُ مِنَ الْوَرِيدِ إِلَى الْوَرِيدِ. The arrow went one side of the neck and came out on the other. Ali al-Asghar, when he felt the heat of the arrow, he began to tremble in the arms of Hussein. The blood begins to pour out. The hadith mentions Imam al-Hussein took the blood from under the neck of Ali al-Asghar and he wiped it on his face. He looked up and said, Ya Allah, this is how I will meet you on the day of judgment. He took his hand under the neck of Ali al-Asghar. He took the blood for a second time. He threw it towards the heavens. Imam al-Baqir says, not a single drop of blood fell back to the dunya. Allah, Allah. Imam al-Hussein holds Ali al-Asghar on his heart. He turns around. He's walking towards the Khaymaka. The narration mentions 7 times. Imam al-Hussein took a step forward. He took a step back. He went forward again 7 times. All this time he started saying, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Why would Imam al-Hussein be reluctant? The ulama say Imam al-Hussein was reluctant. How do I return the baby to the mother Rubab? Which is why the hadith mentions when Imam al-Hussein reached the Khaymaka, he cried out, Oh Zainab, take Ali al-Asghar. If Rabab sees, Rabab will die in the Khaymaka.
The sunglass dry is the air, river seas, utter despair. No water, heat cannot bear. All the angels are in despair. Mum and son, the final embrace. Earth mourns, seeing his resting place. Soft, delicate, and so small, my joy when you try to crawl. Tiny palms clenched my finger. Your scent on me would linger. When you'd smile, I was entertained. You were a mirror of Hussein. My son, you have stole my heart. Death cannot do us apart. Your small cradle was my home. Your footsteps is where I roam. One day you'd grow and I would see how handsome my Asghar would be. I'd sing you a lullaby, but this time you don't reply. You're thirsty, but you don't cry. For your mother, open your eyes. Against the law of God, a crime, a great crime that will transcend time. Hussein digs a shallow grave. In there my heart too was laid. It's the time for you to sleep, and by your grave I would weep. I see Hussein walk back and forth in distress over Asghar's loss. I know you're in the best care, angels beside you and my prayer. Every night they'll soothe your cries, give you food and wipe your eyes. No more heat, pain and thirst. By Allah's angels you'll be nursed.
They killed Ali Asghar. Allahu Akbar. They killed Ali Asghar. Allahu Akbar. They killed Ali Asghar. I'm sorry, oh Rabah. They killed Ali Asghar. This battle is vicious with the enemies many, all after my head, for I'm the son of Ali. My existence a reminder of treachery, how the wealth is built on my mother's misery, and how they tortured the Prophet's great progeny, and how they tortured the Prophet's great progeny. They want to end my reign and to remove my name. They want to end my reign and to remove my name. God's pleasure is my aim,
by him my light remains.
Allahu Akbar, they killed Ali Asghar. Allahu Akbar, they killed Ali Asghar. I'm sorry, oh Rabbi, they killed Ali Asghar.
Along with me came my family to support. I see them as patient, although their men all fought. With fallen brothers, husbands, kin and kids distraught. Their strength is unmatched with patience and prayer not short. They stand tall with fearless hearts despite arrow shots. They stand tall with fearless hearts despite arrow shots. This is my family with so much chivalry. This is my family with so much chivalry. And when pain they do see, they all nadi Ali. Allah,
Allahu Akbar, they killed Ali Asghar. Allahu Akbar, they killed Ali Asghar. I'm sorry, oh Rabbi, they killed Ali Asghar.
amongst the masses and clanking swords I do hear a faint whisper of cries carrying painful tears. This voice familiar and much less than a year. A tone of sadness echoes along with such fear. To the tent of my wife El-Rabab I do peer. To the tent of my wife El-Rabab I do peer. She is standing restless, young Ali is breathless. She is standing restless, young Ali is breathless. With no water in sight, he is facing his plight.
They killed Ali Asghar. Allahu Akbar, they killed Ali Asghar. I'm sorry, oh Rabbi, they killed Ali Asghar.
Oh, foe, do listen to my words as I explain. Under the intense heat, my son's body is strained. In our humble camp, no water does remain. Give him even but a little, spare his young veins. It's not his blood you want, it's the blood of Hussein. It's not his blood you want, it's the blood of Hussein. He is in such great pain, for no water remains. He is in such great pain, for no water remains. Tell me, what will you gain if Abdullah is slain? Allah,
Allahu Akbar, they killed Ali Asghar. Allahu Akbar, they killed Ali Asghar. I'm sorry, oh Rabbi, they killed Ali Asghar.
Allahu Akbar, a narrow pierces the sky. Was it not enough that they took Abbas's eye? Do their consciences not scream louder than his cries? What was the threat, his small crib or his throat so dry? I pray those were not tears of pain but last goodbyes. I pray those were not tears of pain but last goodbyes. To heaven he must go, my heart in such sorrow. To heaven he must go, my heart in such sorrow. At 6 months a hero, may God curse that arrow.
Allahu Akbar, they killed Ali Asghar. Allahu Akbar, they killed Ali Asghar. I'm sorry, oh Rabbi, they killed Ali Asghar.
I see much blood pooling, but it is not my own. We came together and now I stand on my own. All my soldiers martyred and now I feel alone. At tender 6 months, so much torture he was shown. How I wish the chance to see him strong, brave and grown. How I wish the chance to see him strong, brave and grown. All just to keep their throne. They spilled blood and broke bone. All just to keep their throne. They spilled blood and broke bone. His heart was soft and pure, theirs rusted and from stone.
Allahu Akbar, they killed Ali Azhar. Allahu Akbar, they killed Ali Azhar. I'm sorry, O Rabbi, they killed Ali Azhar.
نفس من یا با عبدالله ای جان من یا با عبدالله دنیای من Heading towards your holy shrine, all my hopes are in these tears of mine.
How long I've waited for this sweet moment to take my heart to Earth's paradise. I'm on my way,
I'm on my way,
I'm on my way to Abu Abdullah. I'm on my way,
I'm on my way to the rope of Allah. I'm on my way,
I'm on my way to the Noor of Zahra.
करबो बला ए करबला
पहचान तेरी खाके शिफा
मिसले फलक शबीर ने
तुझको किए ए करबला Standing near you, my heart's at peace, knowing you'll ease all of its pain.
Surrounded by millions of lovers, but all in one voice, calling your name. Hussein Mawla,
Hussein Mawla,
Hussein Mawla, Mawla, Hussein Mawla.
You taught me to sacrifice for Allah. Thank you, Allah.
Thank you, Allah, for Abu Abdullah.
اللهم عجل وليك الفرج everyone اللهم عجل وليك الفرج اللهم عجل وليك الفرج يا مهدي أدركني 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 ما شاء الله يا مهدي أدركني 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 يا مهدي أدرك ما شاء الله يا مهدي